Today on The Sharp Reality, another weekend of football is in the books for the NFL. Plus, why are women choosing to stay single? TSR Live starts right now.
Previously on TSR Live.
Girls love using apex fallacies to describe or justify bad behavior or lack of discipline. Girls also say shit like, well, my boyfriend or my husband doesn't want me to go out with my girlfriends because he doesn't trust me. He basically wants me to stay locked in the house all day. No, her husband or her boyfriend doesn't want her to stay locked up all day, but she characterizes it that way to shame her husband into letting her go out and troll for a dick.
And now your man, Donovan Sharp.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this edition of TSR Live, presented by Happy Hippo Herbals. It is Monday, October 2nd, 2017, which is good for me because October is the busiest sports month of the year. Got all four major sports going at the same time. So I'm certainly looking forward to that. Obviously, most of you are probably familiar with the shooting down in Las Vegas. You guys know, anybody who listens to me, you guys know that Vegas is a city that is near and dear to me because it's where I found the red pill. It's where I came of age as a red pill aware male. So I consider Las Vegas to be my chosen hometown. I'm originally from Philadelphia. Most of my family lives out in Philly. But because my dad was in the service, I lived in 7 different states by the time I was 16 and lived in about a dozen more after I graduated high school. So I never lived in Philly, even though most of my family lives out there. Anyway, I lived in Vegas for a little over 7 years, and until recently. And it's the city that more or less raised me for a second time when I literally got spit out of the American South. So it's definitely my home away from home. Nobody I know personally was shot or hurt that I know of. But that's a bad situation down there, man. Like, the dude killed almost 60 people. I don't know what the numbers are now, but at last check it was 58. I don't know if it's higher at this point, but he hurt something like 500 or some crazy number like that. So we'll see where the numbers end up. It's going to sting for a while, but Vegas is a surprisingly resilient city. A lot of turnover with people vacationing and people moving in and out of the city. So it's unique in that regard, but they'll recover and life will go on. Life will go on down there. It'll take a while, but the 702 will be fine in the long run. There's no doubt about that. Crazy day of football yesterday. My Eagles beat the Chargers, so I'm definitely happy about that. I'm also happy that the Cowboys got beat by the Rams, who, by the way, are absolutely for real. Jeff Fisher had stagnated as a head coach down there, out in LA, and I think he was basically living off the back of his Super Bowl appearance against the Rams back in '99, or against the Tennessee Titans. No, he was the coach of the Tennessee Titans at '99, and they played the Rams in the Super Bowl. So that's ironic. But yeah, he stagnated as a head coach, and he's a defensive minded guy, and that's the reason that Jared Goff struggled last year. But they got rid of Fisher. They hired a young guy, Sean McVay, an offensive guy, and suddenly Jared Goff looks a lot better. Todd Gurley looks a lot better, and lo and behold, the LA Rams are 3-1, and I think they're either at or near first place in that division. Quarterbacks catch a lot of heat if they're not as successful as we think they should. But what people fail to realize is that you have to be in the right place at the right time. Mark Sanchez, for example, he had a disappointing career by our standards in New York, but that was mainly because Rex Ryan was a defensive guy. Carson Wentz looks good in Philadelphia because his head coach is a former quarterback. Now, there are other factors involved, and yes, the quarterback does have a lot to do with the success and failure. You think about guys like Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell, Joey Harrington. Those guys weren't ready for the NFL from the neck up. They all had physical talent, but some guys, regardless of who they're drafted by, just aren't ready for big boy football. And it looked like Jared Goff was headed in that direction, but it seems that he just needed an offensive-minded head coach to reach his potential, and he seems to be headed in the right direction. Dalvin Cook for the Minnesota Vikings tore his ACL yesterday, so he's gone for the season. Tough break for the kid, man. I mean, he was really, really good. Was the heir apparent to Adrian Peterson? Definitely replaced him, but he's done for the year. The Patriots got beat by Carolina at home, which made me happy. I'm not a Patriots hater at all. Listen, I love Tom Brady. I love him as a player. I love his drive. I love his fire. I love Bill Belichick. I like Robert Kraft and his white-collared blue dress shirts, but I hate Patriots fans, man. Honestly, Patriots fans probably chalked this one up as a win before the game was even played. And Cam Newton went in there and carved up that terrible fucking defense. So that was cool to see. The Bears are going to start Mitchell Trubisky next Monday against Minnesota. Guys, the front office in Chicago, they've got no idea what they're doing. They gave Mike Glennon $45 million over 3 years last season. It was basically a 1-year deal for $16 million, but they gave him $45 million over 3 years, 16 of it guaranteed. Then they traded a bunch of draft picks. I don't know, it was like a week later, they traded a bunch of draft picks to move all the way up to number 2 to draft Trubisky. So now they've got, I don't know, what is it, something like $60 million tied up in quarterbacks, and it looks like their best option is a rookie who hasn't even played yet, so none of that makes a lot of sense. But anyway, good day of football yesterday. The baseball playoffs start this week, and of course my Philadelphia Flyers open the season on the road at the San Jose Sharks. So I'm definitely looking forward to the sports buffet this month. TSR Live is presented by Happy Hippo Herbals. Home of the highest quality kratom on earth. Like I've told you guys, I've used it for over 3 years and I love it, especially the fast strains that give me that energy. This morning I took 3 grams of the Rockstar Hippo, and that is one of the faster strains. Not only did it give me like a really good energy, it really elevated my mood, and that's what I like the most about kratom. It doesn't make you bounce off the walls. It doesn't give you some drug-induced, euphoria. It just makes you feel better and gives you a good, clean energy, and it lasts for a few hours. Guys, there's no crash. That's one of the things I love the most about it. Anyway, I talked to Chris earlier today. He is the owner of HappyHippoHerbals.com, and they are running a huge sale this week. They're giving you 33% off of the 4 ounces of Sleepy Hippo, Bali Blonde, or Snuggy Hippo. Or you can either pick, you can buy all 3, or you can just pick one of the 4 ounces. It's a shitload of kratom. 4 ounces. I don't have a package with me, but 4 ounces is going to last you a while. And those are all slow strains, by the way. I've used Sleepy Hippo in the past, and I sleep great on that stuff. So head on over to happyhippoherbals.com and save an additional 25% when you pay with Bitcoin. That's happyhippoherbals.com. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharp. You can also find me on Instagram. My user, just look for The Sharp Reality, no spaces. Also, be sure to like my Facebook page, TSR Live with Donovan Sharp. If you guys want to get at me, if you want to get at the show, if you guys want to hit me with show ideas, questions, comments, stories you'd like to share, go to my website, thesharpreality.com. We've upgraded it. A little bit more functional. You can actually listen to the episodes right there on my homepage on my website, or you can tweet the show through the hashtag TSR Live with Donovan Sharp. And I just got word that Tom Petty has died. He has died of a heart attack, cardiac arrest, heart attack. So Tom Petty has just died. Recording artist. I had a buddy of mine when I was at High Point University, loved Tom Petty. I actually remember him and another guy were big Tom Petty fans, and across from each other in the dorm rooms, they had the song Stand My Ground or something like that. And I mean, this was back in the mid-90s, it was CD players, and they kept trying to sync the songs to play exactly at the same time so they could fill up the hallway with the sound. But I'm sure those two guys are definitely feeling the sting of that. So Tom Petty is dead. I don't know how old he was, but I literally just got word that Tom Petty has died of a heart attack, and he is no longer with us. So let's go ahead and check the chat and see who is in the house with TSR Live today. Simply Deep, 1985. Good to see you in here. Like it? He's already, listen, Deep 1985 is already getting started. He said, what's up, Donovan? I'll tell you why that women want to be single, because no real men want their ungrateful asses. Yeah, that's probably part of it. Freelance Ronan, what's going on, man? Good to see you in here. I see you a lot in there, Ronan. When I did a couple of shows with O'Shea Duke Jackson this weekend, saw you in there. Good to see you in here. Good to see you in there. Jeremy Clay says Joey Harrington was talented but terrible coaching with the Lions. I would agree. And if I don't remember, who was Joey Harrington's coach? Was Wayne Font still the coach in Detroit when Harrington was still there? I can't remember exactly, but I know that Harrington, he didn't live up to the hype. And listen, he was great at Oregon. This was before Chip Kelly was Oregon, where they were running that quick paced offense. But no, Harrington never lived up to his potential. And listen, it may have been because of bad coaching with the Lions. I'm not a Detroit Lions fan, but Harrington was good. I think it was the number 3 overall pick that year. Lewis Key, what's going on? Good to see you in here. Nigel Diggs, you guys are already getting started. Says those women who want to stay single have something wrong with them. No woman wants to be single. Nigel, you are stealing my shine, homie. Man, you guys are, I'll tell you what, man, you guys are good. Yes, that is, we'll get into that a little bit later, but Nigel Diggs is absolutely onto something. That's what I like about my audience, guys. You guys know your shit. You guys aren't, what's the red pill or what? No, you guys know your shit, man. That's good stuff. Heathen Deluxe said Tom Petty and Vegas. And Tom Petty was 66, by the way. Heathen Deluxe says Tom Petty and Vegas. White males are having a shitty week. Yeah, you can definitely say that again. Augustus Caesar, good to see you in here. Freelance Ronan says, I've always liked the Bears, but they are always bleeding money. Man, I swear to God, dude. The Bears, man, they are an enigmatic franchise. The greatest quarterback in Bears history is Jay Cutler. Don't get it twisted. Jim McMahon was not that good a quarterback. He rode the greatest defense in NFL history to a Super Bowl 20 win. But Jay Cutler is the greatest quarterback in Bears history. That's how bad the Bears franchise has been for so long. They got to a Super Bowl with Rex Grossman. How in the hell did that happen? Rex Grossman got to a Super Bowl with the Chicago Bears. I think Lovie Smith was the coach at that time. But yeah, the Bears are an enigmatic franchise, and their front office, I mean, they're always fucking stuff up. It's unbelievable. Heathen Deluxe says Kratom is nature's OxyContin. You are absolutely right. And I'll tell you something else, Heathen Deluxe. A lot of the readership over at Return of Kings, they make fun of Kratom. And anytime there's an article written, every article, there's always some Yahoo that says, oh, don't forget to sprinkle Kratom on it. And for whatever reason, Kratom in the Return of King sector, and listen, I love those guys, but like they get very adolescent. They get very sophomoric when they start talking shit about Kratom as if it's snake oil or it doesn't really work. Guys, I'm here to tell you, Kratom is the real fucking shit. I have spent hundreds of dollars with Happy Hippo Kratom, and I like it. I love it. It is absolutely effective. Kratom actually helps people to get off of OxyContin. It helps people to wean themselves off of opioid addiction. It helps people get off heroin. It helps people who are depressed, who are manic depressants, etc., etc. You guys all know that I have a temper problem. It absolutely helps me to keep my temper under control. It keeps me from ripping somebody's fucking face off. So I'm here to tell you, Kratom is the real deal. Dude, fuck what they told you. Good comment there by Heathen Deluxe. AJ Boyle says, what's up, dog? Good to see you in here, AJ. Alex Garcia, good to see you guys in the house. Alex, man, you're all over the place, brother. Love to see you in here. Aunt James says, I heard women say they want to be single by choice, but I would like to hear what you say about it, Donovan. Man, you guys, I swear to God, man, I gotta start coming up with some new topics. You guys already know what the fuck I'm gonna say, but yeah, I'll definitely give my take on this. Definitely. Alex Garcia said, women stay single because social media and orbiters overinflate their sexual market value. That is definitely a good one. Absolutely. Freelance Ronan says, Jim McMahon actually had a visual impairment from what I remember. Yeah, I think he wore contact lenses. I think he wore contact lenses. But yeah, like Jim McMahon ironically played at Brigham Young University, played at BYU. Like he's the last guy you would ever think who would play for BYU. But yeah, listen, I'm not saying he was a terrible quarterback, but listen, Jim McMahon for me is in the conversation with guys like Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer. Average to below average quarterbacks who rode great defenses to the Super Bowl. Brad Johnson was a below average quarterback, but dude, that Tampa Bay defense with Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, Rondé Barber, they were absolutely loaded. All Brad Johnson had to do was not fuck it up. And then Trent Dilfer with those 2000 Ravens absolutely destroyed the Bears in Super Bowl 35. I think the score was like 35-3 or 35-10. That game wasn't even close. Dude, of course, you had Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Tony Siragusa back when he played. A lot of people think that the 2000 Ravens were better than the 85 Bears. I never watched the 85 Bears play, but I'll tell you what, man, the 2000 Ravens were it's like they knew what the play was before it was called. It was unbelievable. But Heathen Deluxe says the 85 Bears were beyond legendary. As a Skins fan, I implore you not to mention Rex Grossman. I'm going to tell you what, man. Like, you see some of the headlines about Rex, and Rex Grossman was awesome at Florida. Of course, every quarterback's awesome at Florida when you've got Steve Spurrier. Denny Warfel was awesome at Florida, but unfortunately, he didn't have what it took to be in the NFL. But listen, the 85 Bears were awesome, man. And listen, ESPN did a fantastic 30 for 30 about the 85 Bears, and that was a very, very good documentary. That's definitely one of the better ESPN 30 for 30s that they did. I mean, man, all those guys, dude, Mike Singletary, I think it was Randy McMichael, Dave Duerson, God rest his soul. The names are escaping me, but yeah, listen, that was a legendary defense. Absolutely. Aunt James is marveling at my Brad Johnson reference. Well, the reason I remember Brad Johnson is because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won Super Bowl 37. They beat the Raiders in Super Bowl 37. Well, the Buccaneers beat the Eagles in the NFC title game, and that was our second straight loss in the NFC championship game. We would go on to lose the third straight ESPN NFC championship game against the Carolina Panthers, who went on to lose to the Patriots in Super Bowl 38, the infamous Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction. We finally broke through and played in Super Bowl 39, but we were beaten by Brady and the Patriots once again in 39. Darren Brown says, man, this is a good-ass topic. I'm having a meeting in 10 minutes with my professor, but can you answer this? Why do beautiful women stay single? In college, I noticed hot women who never had a boyfriend. Yes, that's a very good question, Darren, and I'll give you a quick answer. Women want to feel like they don't miss out on anything, especially beautiful women. They want to feel like when beautiful women get married young, and I'll go over this a little bit later, but I'll go ahead and answer this for Darren now, because you're definitely a regular listener, definitely a supporter of O'Shea. So I'll go ahead and answer this for you now. Yeah, they never want to feel they never want to have regret. Beautiful women know that they can fuck a bunch of guys. They know that they can experience all sorts of sexual escapades, and they never want to be tied down because they want to hold out for the highest value male they can possibly find. It does not matter how high a value the guy is. Extremely beautiful women are always looking to upgrade, so they want to stay perpetually single. Just because they're single doesn't mean they don't have 5 or 6 guys on the hook. So very, very good question. Very good question. Okay, let's see here. Freelance Ronin says a car can look good, but if the motor under the hood is leaking oil and knocking, it ain't worth too much either. Listen, don't trip. Show me the Hofax. All right, well, let's get on to it, man. So about a week ago, a commenter submitted a question for an excellent topic that we're already discussing. And that topic is, why is it that today's women choose to be single? Now, truth be told, guys, I could probably come up with about 100 reasons, but I'm not gonna talk all night about this. Like I could do a 3-hour show every day, but I have other obligations. I have a life, so I'll go ahead and give you guys the 5 biggest motivators for women Not the 5, actually, I pared it down to 3. The 3 biggest motivators for women to stay single based on what I have seen and heard. Number 1, they think they have time. And this is sort of on par with Darren Brown's question. Back in the day, a woman who was single for a reason, and that reason was normally never good. Maybe she had some sort of a disease. Maybe word got out that she wasn't a virgin, meaning she had the scarlet letter of being a slut. Like back then, if a woman slept with 2 guys, she was a whore. Like, man, she slept with 2 guys? Dude, she's got to go work for a brothel. She's ruined. Maybe she couldn't have children. Maybe she had the barren womb. Whatever the case may be, a female who was unwed by the time she was in her early 20s, and even sometimes younger, was more or less looked down upon the community, by the community. They were sort of shunned. Things are literally the opposite now, guys. If a young woman gets engaged and let's say she's, 20, 22 years old, everybody's confused as to why she's getting married at such a young age. Her friends are asking things like, why are you jumping into this? Or they'll ask, you're still young. Why don't you wait and date around? They ask questions like that. Women who get married young, and by young, guys, I mean late teens, early 20s. I'm talking 18, 19, 20, 21. Those girls are the exception. Most girls wait until their late 20s or early 30s before they even start thinking about settling down. And the reason they do this is because in their mind, they have time. Just like Darren Brown asked, and they're mostly right. They do have time, but not in the way they think. And here's what I mean about this, guys. Most men, or most women rather, will find a man who's willing to wife her up when she starts losing her attractiveness. It doesn't matter if she's been a slut for a decade. It doesn't matter that she can't cook. It doesn't matter that she can't cook anything but hot dogs and tater tots. It doesn't matter that she's got a bitchy disposition, doesn't respect men. It doesn't even matter if she's overweight. If a woman is even half decent looking, she will find a man to commit to her. But here's the flaw in that plan. The men available to a woman who waits to get married aren't the men who were available to her when she was younger and more attractive. The men who are still interested in her when she's 35, those aren't the men she wants, guys. When females are young and attractive, they think the same quality of men will still be around when she's older, okay? Which is, guys, that's mind-boggling to me because they know the older they get, the less attractive they become. But for some reason, every woman, they seem to think that they're the exception to the rule, meaning that she thinks that she'll still be able to attract the same kind of men, even though they see with their own 2 eyes every single day what really happens. Listen, they see their sisters, they see their mothers, they see their friends, they see all the females all around them who are unable to attract high-value men when they get older, but they think it won't happen to them. It is amazing that every woman thinks this. Honestly, it blows me away how ignorant these bitches are. So yes, they do have time. A man at some point will put a ring on it, but the longer she waits, the lower the caliber of men who are willing to commit to her long term. These young girls out here, they want to party, they want to drink, they want to go out, they want to live the single life, they want to fuck a bunch of guys. And they want to hold out until the last possible minute before they start taking their futures with men more seriously. I've said all the time, if women had 100 years of prime attractiveness and fertility, they would spend at least 99 years they would spend 99 years of their prime on the carousel, and most of them would probably wait. Most of them would probably spend 99 years and maybe 360 days until trying to lock down a man. This is the mentality they have. And then one day they wake up, they look in the mirror, and they have crow's feet around their eyes. Their tits aren't as perky. Their skin isn't as tight. Their asses are starting to sag. And all of a sudden they realize, holy shit, I'm 36 and I'm still single. But then it's too late for them, okay? It's too late for them to get a man or to get with a man that they can respect and love because they waited too long. They wasted their prime fertile years being hoes, and they didn't realize that the men they were used to getting attention from wouldn't pay them any mind once they hit the wall. And it's sad to see. Number 2. The number 2 reason why women think they want to stay single, or why women stay single, is that marriage and motherhood are shamed. Okay? I did a show with Alan Roger Curry a while back, and he said something that really stuck out to me. And what he said was that most women don't identify as feminists, but most women have feminist beliefs. And he is absolutely right. I can't tell you how many dates or meetups I've had with girls in the past who went out of their way to tell me that they weren't looking to get married or start a family soon. It's as though someone told them that's exactly what to say to a guy on a first date to get him to like you. If you want to get a guy to like, if you want him to stick around, tell him you have no interest in kids or marriage or anything like that. It is the craziest thing. They sit there and they talk shit about how miserable it must be to be, like a stay-at-home mom, or how they'd regret being married, or getting married or having kids young because they'd always wonder what else was out there for them. Well, listen, guys, there's no mystery as to why chicks these days are talking like this, and it's because our culture shames marriage and motherhood. Yeah, we see it on TV and it's glorified, but out here in the real world, motherhood and marriage are shamed. Now, we could say that feminism is solely responsible for this, and we'd be right. We'd be mostly right. But most females have bought into the idea of marriage. Most females bought into the idea of marriage and motherhood is borderline slavery, and that getting married and having children is beneath them, or that it's degrading. Okay? Guys, women actually think this. So they choose to be single rather than being what they characterize as being a married slave and forced to have a man's children against her will and ruin her body. It's amazing how marriage by women is characterized. It's like they think you would think that they were forced to be married. You would think that they were forced to get fucked and have kids. They think it's like the most miserable life in the world. And listen, if you've ridden the carousel and you get married at 30, 32 years old and you've got a career, yes, marriage is fucking miserable. But if you're a young, pretty woman who wants to have a family and you do your due diligence on a guy, you have a man of value, you want to be a stay-at-home mom, yeah, the marriage life is great. Why? Because this is what women are designed to do. My God. Unbelievable. Guys, get the likes up. I'm trying to get 100 likes plus per show to increase the profile of this show. I think I'm at like 370 subscribers on my live channel at this time. Got to get to 1,000 so that I can activate Super Chat and get contributions from you guys during my episodes. If you guys like what you see and what you hear, definitely hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. And listen, send the link to your family, your friends, anybody who pees standing up, your dogs, your pets, your uncles, your grandfathers, your fathers. Tell them to hit the subscribe button, or anybody you think could benefit from the show. I'm not saying that you go out and, hey, let me tell you about the red pill. No, send them a link. Hey, look, man, this guy Donovan Sharp really knows what he's talking about. Maybe you could listen to him. Plenty of ways to access the TSR archive. You can find all the episodes on my website, thesharpreality.com. The homepage has all of the YouTube episodes, all the way back to episode 1. You can play the episodes right there on the website, on my YouTube player. The episodes page has the SoundCloud versions. So you can access the archive on my website, SoundCloud, iTunes, the Google Play app on your mobile device, and of course, right here on YouTube. So let us go back to the chat and see what you guys are talking about. You guys always bring the thunder in the chat, man. That's why I like you guys. Okay, let's see what we got here. Freelance running like that Hofax. Yeah. Show me the Hofax. Alex Garcia says Alan Roger Curry is great. I binge read all of his books. Last week, a lot of golden nuggets. Yeah, man. Listen, Alan Roger Curry, and he's down at the 21 conference in Orlando right now. But Alan Roger Curry, I didn't know who he was. I actually got into. And listen, this is on me. I got into a bit of a Twitter beef with Alan Roger Curry. Oh, hang on a second, guys. Guys, give me 1 second. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, guys. My apologies for that delay. It was actually something I had to take. A buddy of mine called me from Vegas. It was actually a couple of people that I was waiting to hear from down in Vegas, and everything is okay. So definitely good news. One of my best friends down there, I hadn't heard from him all day, and so my apologies for stopping the show for that. But yeah, it appears that everybody is safe and sound. So all my friends in Vegas are good to go. So that is definitely a good thing. Continuing, Turbattle says, no one survives the cock carousel. Yes, women absolutely do not survive the cock carousel, without a doubt. The adverse side effects of he actually continues to say, he says after she's had 100 dicks, she's unmarriageable. Listen, after a woman has had 20 dicks, probably 10 dicks, she's unmarriageable. It doesn't take many cocks for a woman to lose the ability to pair bond with a man. That is all there is to it. 1 or 2 or 3, okay, she can still love, but dude, once she gets into the double digits and starts fucking like multiple guys at once, that's a mind job for a woman. They're not supposed to act that way. ETF42 says women are conditioned to choose to stay single. He continues, he says, deep down, no one wants to be single and alone, men or women, but men can be more content than it. Men can be more content with it than a woman can. 100% correct. I could not agree more. Actually, it's not me. I'm not even agreeing with it. That's the truth. Men deal with being single much better than women deal with being single. We can be alone. Okay, that's just how that is. Women cannot. Tofik Lawal, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, says when a man is ready, the woman wants to hold out for better options. Yeah. Right, exactly. And if a woman wants to hold out, when a woman wants to hold out for better options, and you kind of get that idea, or she voices that opinion, then she is quite literally telling you that, hey, you're not you are not the best I can do. I don't think that you're the best I can do. So we'll let me continue here. Let's see here. Freelance Ronan said, I hammered through a dead 12-hour shift reading Curry's Mode 1. Yeah, dude, ARC knows exactly what he's talking about. He's the man. He really is the man. And like I said, when I got into my little Twitter spat with him, I had no idea who the guy was. But I came correct, and I told him, hey, look, dude, like, I was listen, man, you're an OG. I shouldn't have disrespected you like that. That's just how it is. Listen, I was too big for my britches, man. I was getting a little bit of notoriety. I was feeling myself a little bit, and I said some shit and conducted myself in a way that I should not have. And a guy like Alan Roger Curry absolutely should never ever be disrespected, for sure. Deep 1985 says most women are single. Most women who are single are the biggest dick hounds who know how to drain a man. That's the only thing they have to offer. Yeah, that is the one upside to women who are sluts. If you get with a girl and she is and dude, she sucks the fucking color off of your dick and she fucking drains your balls, dude. You can guarantee that she absolutely has a lot of experience. You already know that. Listen, the better a woman gets fucked, the more dick she's been fucked by. That's how it is. Turbattle says the marriage market is upside down. These women are busy fucking married men. Yeah, absolutely. Aunt James says side bitches is the new main chick. Can't disagree with that. And then Turbattle says they've wrecked so many homes they can't respect marriage. Right, exactly. I mentioned when I was on with O'Shea this past weekend, the reason I know what women are capable of in terms of what they do to cheat is because I've been cheated on, but I've also been the guy who helps the woman cheat. Well, women are the same way. They've been the girl that the guy is cheating with. And so, dude, if you fuck enough dudes, listen, enough of those guys out there have girlfriends and wives, and women aren't stupid. They know what's up. They know what the deal is. And so at some point they say, man, like if I get with guy XYZ, he'll probably do the same thing to me. I don't think this is something they think about consciously, but I'm fairly certain that they carry a lot of their emotional scars from this stuff, and this is why a lot of women choose to stay single, because, and of course women believe in karma. Oh, they fuck so many married guys, the married man is gonna fuck me over. That's a whole other episode, which doesn't even matter. So ETF42 says being the guy that a woman cheats with is an eye-opening experience. Absolutely right. Listen, I've been that guy. And listen, I fucked married women before, and I have people in the comments, oh, you son of a bitch, fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. If somebody's got to fuck these broads, it may as well be you, and it may as well be me. I'm not even trying to hear, oh, don't fuck with the man's what, dude. Shut the fuck up with that. Dude, any man who tries to bring the moral cathedral into the cathedral of the red pill, you guys are still blue pill. There's no morality with red pill awareness. That's just all, that's all there is to it. So good comments there. Good comments there. All right, well, let's get to the third and final reason why women stay single, and it's that the single life is glamorized. Girls want to be single because it looks a lot more fun than being married, and they're right. Being single is a lot more fun than being married. They can come and go as they please. They can date whoever they want. They can fuck whoever they want. They can go wherever they want. No responsibilities, no one to answer to. The list goes on and on. But what gets left out of the single life promotional video talking about how much fun it is, they always fail to mention that the single life, it's not a sustainable lifestyle. Women who are perpetually single are only happy for the first few years. And listen, there's plenty of heartbreak in there. But once they hit their mid to late 20s, it stops being fun, because then they've been fucked because at that point they've been fucked by so many cocks, they've lost the ability to actually love a man, okay? The club and the bar scene gets old, and they're tired of feeling alone even though they're fucking 3 guys. Yes, the single life is fun for a little while, but like you guys have rightfully pointed out in the chat, the long-term effects are irreversible, okay? Even when they get married at some point down the line, and they will, they're not going to be fulfilled. They'll be on antidepressants, okay? They'll be on anti-anxiety medications. Those are all big-time side effects of being a slut. Last month, I did a show comparing rescue dogs to sluts, and one of the comparisons that I made was the single life being like a shelter dog. Take a look and take a listen today. So let's go ahead and get right to it. The first similarity between rescue dogs and sluts is that a dog, first let me set it up like this. An animal shelter, a dog shelter, a kennel, a rescue kennel, for a dog is the same as a single life for a female. Dogs don't want to be in shelters, guys. They want to be in a permanent home with a family because it's a better life. Now, a dog can't say that out loud. They can't say that out loud. They can't say that they want a family, but they all do. You can tell it in their behavior in both environments. If they're with a family and they're being well taken care of, they're obviously happy. And when they're in kennels or shelters, you watch any of those Sarah McLachlan commercials, those commercials tell you all you need to know about what they think about kennel life. And man, as soon as I hear that song or I see one of those dogs on the screen, I turn the channel, man. I've got thick skin and I've seen and been through a lot of shit, but for whatever reason, those commercials, I can't stomach. I can't stay around those. Anyway, moving on to women. Women don't want to be single. Women want a permanent relationship with a man because it's better than sleeping around. It's better than worrying about getting STDs. It's better than worrying about his girlfriend or his wife finding out about her. It's better than her worrying about getting pregnant because she doesn't remember. She doesn't remember if Derek used a condom last night or if she forgot to take the pill yesterday. Now, today's women will brag about how much they love the single life. They'll brag about how they don't like being locked down or tied down, but they're lying through their fucking teeth, guys. Every woman wants to be in a relationship of consequence no matter what they say. It is in their very nature. We are designed to be polygamous Women are designed to be monogamous. This is why women are polygamous. They are absolutely fucking miserable. A woman can be fucking 5 different dudes, guys, but she only wants to be with one of them. That's always how it goes. Guys, always. She doesn't want to be fucking... Women don't want to be fucking multiple dudes. She wants to be fucking just one. A woman who talks about or brags about how she loves the single life is just like a dog in a shelter wagging its tail, jumping around and acting happy. Women hate being single and dogs hate being in a shelter. The difference is dogs are honest about it. Now, for dogs, a shelter is unpredictable. Some of the staff treats them nicely, some of them not so much. Maybe they get walked 3 times one day, maybe only once the next. They have to watch now this is the sad part about it. They have to watch other dogs around them getting adopted, and they sort of wonder to themselves, I guess in doggies or Kenyanese, well, when is someone going to adopt me? Why doesn't somebody pick me? Is there something wrong with me? This is what they think to themselves when they see other dogs being adopted, which is why when you watch those Sarah McLachlan commercials, those dogs are looking depressed. There's no doubt about it. As far as women go, the single life is also highly unpredictable for women. Some men treat them great. Some men treat them like dog shit. Some men are married. Some men are players. Some are around a lot. Others only once a month. Then they sit around, they watch their friends getting commitments from their boyfriends or getting married. And now women ask themselves, well, when am I going to get married? Why can't I find a boyfriend? Is there something wrong with me? So, no matter what women say they want, no matter what women think they want, they don't want to be fucking a bunch of dudes, guys. They want to belong to one man and one man only. But when they see the single life glamorized as this awesome life and it's all the fun without any of the consequences, they're going to think they want to be single. One of the worst things, I mean, feminism's done a lot of bad things for women, but one of the very worst things that feminism has done to women is made them think they want to do and be the very opposite of what they are designed and programmed to do and be. Women don't want to be single, but feminism has convinced them that the single life is better than being in a committed relationship. And it's funny when you listen to girls in their 20s who are good looking enough to be married to a high status value male right now, talking about how much they love being single and about how they couldn't imagine being tied down. Then you'll listen to women in their mid 30s wondering where all the good men have gone. Fucking hilarious. All right, let's head to the chat here. Plenty of ways to contribute to TSR Live. When I get to 1,000 subscribers on this particular channel, you'll be able to contribute via Super Chat. You guys can also contribute on Patreon. I would hold off on that well, actually, you don't really have to hold off on it because all of my patrons will have access to this content. I'm going to be making an announcement this coming Friday about my Patreon content and what it entails. It's going to encourage you guys to become Patreons. It's going to be some good stuff. So definitely stay tuned for that. You guys can bookmark the Amazon link at the top of my homepage and do all your Amazon shopping through that link. And of course, you can always donate via PayPal, and that is at the bottom of my homepage. So let's take one last look at the chat here. You guys are great, man. Like it's so cool to read the chat because you guys are like, I like that I don't have to explain. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind having to explain remedial stuff every once in a while. But you know, it's refreshing to have an audience that I don't have to go through Red Pill 101 with. I can talk like I want to talk, and you guys are right there with me. So I'm definitely appreciative of that. Okay, Deep 1985 says, well, maybe the dude the woman is married to can't get the job done, so that's why she goes to somebody else who can get it done. He'll get her into some things. I guess it trailed off. But yeah, I understand. This is why women cheat. Women cheat and it's funny. Women will have great sex with a guy. I mean, It could be the best sex of her life. She'll still cheat on that guy because that guy who's fucking her like she's never been fucked before, he's missing a few things. Women cheat to fill holes, okay? Women cheat to fill holes in a man's overall game. Men, we just cheat for sex. We cheat to fill those holes, I guess, to make an analogy there. Oh, get into some things that he'll be afraid to. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Trebattle says, these women have developed a psychology that is unmarriageable. Even when they can be married, they sabotage it. Yeah. Listen, women, I mean, we talk about fat girls and this and that and the other. Ugly girls. Guys, there are a lot of beautiful women walking around. Man, and this is probably a bad time to mention this, but dude, there are more hot girls in Vegas and in Southern California than any other place I've been to. And I've been a lot of places, man. A lot of good-looking girls out there who could, dude, they could lock down a rich guy like that. All they had to do is bat their eyelashes and be like, look, here's my left ring. Here's my ring finger. I will, like, my body belongs to you. I'll bear you as many kids as you want. And dude, fucking rich guys with, guys with Ferraris, Lamborghinis, guys who can walk into a casino and get $100,000 and get a six-figure marker from the pit boss just by looking in his general direction will wife up these kinds of girls. But they don't want to do that. They want to continue riding that carousel. And the more they ride that carousel, like a girl riding the carousel is like driving a car. Okay, the more you drive it, the more mileage it's going to have. Okay, the more it depreciates in value. Girls are already depreciating assets as it is, but they want to further depreciate that. They want to further depreciate their value by fucking a bunch of dudes. It's sad. It really is. True horse friends hating all the time. Reborn African says the main reason I think they want to stay single is when you said they can go from man to man with no accountability. Yeah, that's it. Right. Girls can hop from cock to cock. There's no cost. There's absolutely no cost. So Freelance Ronin says, Donovan, you were like Morpheus and brought the Freelance Ronin out of the Matrix. Yeah, I saw your comment. I think it was either yesterday or the day before in O'Shea. You credit me with bringing you to the red pill. Type in the chat what part of my content did you see? Was it an article? Was it podcast? And while I'm waiting on that, I'll continue reading here. Reborn African says the only time we want to settle is when men aren't choosing her and she needs help with the bills. Yeah, right. Women respect men who don't want them. It's unbelievable. Breaking news. Oakland Raiders quarterback Derek Carr is out 2 to 6 weeks. He has fractured his neck. So the Raider season is done. They're done. They're 2-2. Who the hell is their I don't even know who the fuck their backup quarterback is, but I think it's, oh my God, Matt McGloin, went to Penn State. Wow, Derek Carr. God, Heathen Deluxe says Kaepernick time. Don John asked how long we've been on. I'm going on 49 minutes here, almost 50 minutes. God damn, Derek Carr. He just signed that huge deal. 5 years, $125 million. They're off to a 2-2 start. And he is out for 2 to 6 weeks with a fractured neck. God damn. Well, that's it for the Raiders, man. They're done. Because the AFC West is strong, man. Dude, Denver's awesome. Kansas City is awesome. San Diego's 0-4, but, you know, I think they've lost all 4 games by a total of, 10 points? Including my Eagles. We only beat them by 2 yesterday, but wow, 4 to 6 weeks. God damn. Dude, if you're a Raiders fan, I am hating it for you. Whew. Man, that's terrible. Oh, I feel for that kid. He's a good kid. Ay. ETF42 says, once you understand that women are not adults and are basically children, I started to feel more sorry for them more than anything. Yes. Now, I don't feel sorry for them, but yeah, part of accepting the red pill truth is understanding that women are overgrown children. And this is the way maturity works for females. When they're born, they mature just because they're living. Once they get to the beginning of their peak attractiveness, in other words, 17, 18 years old, when they are just entering into their prime fertile years, that decade where they will have absolute power over men, they stop maturing. and they still have this adolescent mind. So if you're chatting up a hot 26-year-old, you need to think about, okay, she's 26 years old, but she's an 8, a 9, or a 10. So it's probably going to be like talking to a 17 or an 18-year-old. Guys, I'm here to tell you, this is how they are. There are few exceptions. Really hot girls in their mid-20s are like teenagers. My hand to the man. So the way the maturity goes is that they start to mature. So females stop maturing at age 17, 18 when they're entering into their peak hotness. Okay, it starts up again after the attention from the men that they're used to getting attention from starts to dwindle. Now they're forced to grow up because they see that the men that they used to be able to fuck anytime, anywhere, any place, not really paying attention to them anymore. So now they have to mature, and now they have to be women. This is why 35, 36-year-old women, they have the mind of a 23, 24-year-old because they just started maturing again. That's where that happens. Absolutely. Turbattle says, imagine these slutty single chicks trying to deal with an actual grown man. Yeah, they don't have a chance. It's God, I could tell you stories, man. God, they're so, oh my God, like young, hot girls. They're great to fuck, but dude, they are a fucking headache, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. Heathen Deluxe says, Kaepernick time. Yeah! Woo! That is a very, very good point. Wow, I wonder, man, I'm going to tell you what, man. I'm going to tell you what. If I'm the Raiders, I'm reaching out to him. He's the best option out there right now. I mean, what are they going to sign? One of the 8 McCown brothers to come in and mop up duty? Dude, you got Colin Kaepernick back there who can still run. You got Beast Mode. You got Michael Crabtree. Dude, you got Amari Cooper who can't seem to hold on to the ball this year, along with ODB, Odell Beckham Jr. But dude, oh man, we'll see what happens. Freelance Ronan answered my question. Said I basically stumbled upon the sharpreality.com while doing a web search for a component by Sharp Electronics. I had no idea there was a manosphere before then. Wow. How about that? Sharp Electronics. Well, good to have you in, man. Appreciate your support, man. I've gotten a couple of your super chats. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, you stumbled into the Matrix, man. You tripped and swallowed the red pill. Alex Garcia said, I found your channel because my understanding of these broads had holes and had fallacies in my understanding. I started searching for a YouTube video, and thank God I found your channel. Good to have you in here, Alex. Definitely good to have you in here. Heathen Deluxe says, watch Johnny Manziel get signed. Listen, if Johnny Manziel gets a job before Colin Kaepernick, then dude, you know the fix is in. Freelance Ronan said you had maybe 10 to 15 podcasts up at the time. Wow, so you've been with me from the start. Or RG3. Dude, RG3 will get hurt getting off the plane, man. That's for sure. Don John says, get good money, work on you, and you'll have young hot 10s chasing you no matter your age, 40, 50, 60. Yeah, I agree. If you're in the top 20% in terms of money, yeah, I mean, young hot girls will absolutely be available to you, without a doubt. ETF42 says, your first trip into the Manosphere Red Pill is always memorable. I'll actually tell you guys a story, man. I kind of glossed over this in episode 1. I said I'd been out with a girl and we got drunk at a club, and yeah, she was a low quality chick, and I mean, I knew she was low quality. I stuck around 2 weeks longer than I should have because she was sloppy. She didn't clean up after herself. So I dumped her, and then a few hours later, I'm talking to a friend of hers, and she told me she was already out on the date. So I go on Google, and I type in, why do girls get over breakups so easily? Dude, I stayed up all night. I stayed up from Saturday night at 7 o'clock. I stayed up from Saturday. Well, I mean, I was already awake. I stayed up until, I would say, 9:30, 10 o'clock the next morning consuming red pill material. And I'll never forget it. I went to Denny's to sort of give my eyes a break, and I bought some Advil because I had a screaming fucking headache, and I bought that Mio. It was a blue Mio, like blue raspberry something, so that I could stay up, and it was unbelievable. dude, when you stumble on red pill content for the first time, it is a life-changing experience. And it was like something in my mind told me, dude, like if you turn off your computer, like it's not going to be here anymore. It's going to be all the dream. So it was almost like I didn't want to go to sleep, for fear I was going to lose out on this knowledge. Eventually I did go to sleep, and of course the rest is history. But yeah, the first time you stumble onto red pill related material, man, it is it's a euphoric experience. It really, really was. It really, really was. Deep 1985 says, I hope I didn't go too far with that last comment. Nah, I'm not worried about it. Don John says, Hugh Hefner has been banging blonde 20-something models for decades, even into his 80s. Hell, dude, I said it on the show on Friday. It was either Thursday or Friday that he died. I said, Hugh Hefner probably fucked more broads in his... He died at 91. Hugh Hefner's probably fucked more broads in his 90s than I have my entire life. This is how it is. This is how it is. Freelance Ronin says, I wish it was Red Pill 20. Yeah, man, dude. If I knew, we all say it. If I knew then what I knew now, but truthfully, looks wise, man, like I look better than I ever have in my entire life. I'm 40 years old, and I look 10 times better than I ever did at 25, 28, 32. I mean, I have a better, much better look to myself. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode of TSR Live. Like the video, guys. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharp. Be sure to like my Facebook page, TSR Live with Donovan Sharp. And as always, you can donate via PayPal at the bottom of my home page. Thanks for listening, guys. I will see you tomorrow.